Us. Thank you, Gabby. Let's call this meeting to order. This is the Monday, September 26th, 2022, 5 p.m. regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Housing Authority of the County of Monterey. Can I please start with a roll call?
Yeah, Gabby, can you scroll down for me just a tad? Chair Wizard.
Here.
Vice Chair Booter.
Here.
Commissioner Healy.
Present.
Commissioner Ballesteros.
Present.
Commissioner Gama. And Commissioner Goodwin.
Present.
We
I
have
believe,
one.
I'm sorry, I believe Commissioner Gama was trying to get in. She couldn't get in through the link.
Can someone try to send her an email or a text message with the link? I know she calls in, so maybe if it's just the,
I'll
send her a text.
Thank you. Okay, well, while we work on that, we'll move to the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Healy, would you be available for that this evening?
Of course, Commissioner. I would be honored.
Thank you.
All right, 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Glad I remembered it. Thank you, Commissioner Wizard.
Thank you, Commissioner Healy. It's always a little different when you aren't part of a chorus, and then the reverb effect, sometimes you can get tripped up. I speak from experience.
Indeed.
So we'll move now to comments from the public. Is there anybody in the public wishing to comment on matters not on this agenda that are within the jurisdiction of the Housing Authority of the County of Monterey? If so, you'll have 3 minutes to share those comments with us. And if you would like us to follow up with you, please make sure that you make your name and follow-up contact information known to the staff so that we can take care of that. Is there anybody in the public now? If so, please raise your hand or announce yourself so we can call on you. See here, I don't see anybody with their digital hand up. Nobody on the phone, Gabby?
No.
Okay. Well, I will kind of suspend that in case somebody joins us a couple minutes late. But for the time being, we'll move the agenda to item 4, presentations. This one to Vincent Orozco for 20 years of service. Tori, is that you?
Yes, and so we've got a certificate for Vincent for his 20 years of loyal service to the Housing Authority. And we are just thrilled and honored to have another 20-year vet. It truly is a testament. And I do not know if Vincent is on the line or not. Are you there? Does not sound like he has joined the meeting.
Okay. Well, I will then just share our eternal thanks for our wonderful commissioners, excuse me, our wonderful staff members who do the work that commissioners can't, and those folks who really propel our agency forward. So thank you very much, Vincent, for your many, many years of hard work. And we look forward to celebrating you at your next milestone. With that, we'll move to our consent agenda. We have 3 items. Item 5A is Resolution 3068, Assembly Bill 361, Virtual Meeting Continuance. Item 5B, Approval of Minutes of the regular board meeting held on August 22nd, 2022, and Item 5C, Approval of the minutes of the special board meeting held on September 2nd, 2022. Is there anyone on the board who would like to pull either or any of those items for discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing no one, we'll move to item, to the public. Anybody in the public wishing to pull any of the consent agenda items for discussion? Okay, seeing and hearing no one, we'll come back to the board. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I second that.
Oh, go ahead, Hans.
It's been properly moved by Commissioner Healy and seconded by Commissioner Booter to adopt the consent agenda items 5A, B, and C. A roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Wizard,
Aye.
Commissioner Booter,
Yes.
Commissioner Healy,
Yes.
Commissioner Ballesteros,
Yes.
Commissioner Gama,
Yes.
Commissioner Goodwin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thanks very much, Tori, and glad that you could join us, Commissioner Gama. Gabby, if you haven't already done so, could you please ensure that she's recorded as being in attendance this evening? And that motion carried unanimously. We'll next move to item 6, the reports of committees. Commissioner Ballesteros, anything from the Personnel Committee?
The Personnel Committee did not meet this month. I believe all the information like minutes and stuff are on the agenda.
Great. Thank you so much, Commissioner Gama. Anything from the Finance and Development Committee?
No, we did not meet due to not having any new business or items.
Wonderful. Thank you for your update. And then for Michi and Michi AA, the board might recall that Supervisor Askew and I joined as members. Thank you, Commissioner Goodwin, for your service there. Nothing too remarkable to report other than that Executive Director Rose is in pursuit of some office space for Michi, and they are in the midst of standing up new membership to their various committees to continue working on the business of Michi and Michi AA, to include some pressing financial matters that they're trying to get squared away. And then there was something else, but it wasn't earth-shattering. So if it comes back to me, I'll make sure to update the board. And that'll do it for the reports on committees. And next, we'll go to the report of the secretary. Tori, go ahead.
Yeah, so I attended the normal monthly meetings of CSHSP, both the pipeline committee and the board meeting. I did have a meeting with MidPen that Supervisor Alejo and a number of folks from the county had invited me to, at which MidPen was asking for more project-based vouchers. They currently do receive a fair number of project-based vouchers at Moongate, but they are experiencing some pro forma challenges and more project-based vouchers. And I explained both to MidPen and to Supervisor Alejo that right now we are in the process of figuring out just how many project-based vouchers we could issue if we chose to, and that I would need to discuss with the board whether or not we would want to make the project-based vouchers available essentially to third parties, or if we wanted to keep them for ourselves for our own development. And so that process is still going on. You may recall HUD has a 20% cap on the number of project-based vouchers. And from a straight math perspective, we are over our 20% cap of project-based vouchers. However, there are a number of categories that don't count against that 20% that would let you go over the 20%, like permanent supportive housing. And so we're trying to just verify exactly where are we at and could we issue more vouchers? And then really I would need the board's guidance as to whether we give away the vouchers to other folks or whether we use the vouchers on our own properties. There is a bill that right now doesn't look like it's going anywhere from Congressman Panetta that would expand that 20% to a higher number, but it hasn't passed anything yet. So right now, we're close to our cap. We are trying to figure out exactly how many units we have. I get asked, not me personally, but HACM gets asked for project-based vouchers all of the time. And I think it would be a fruitful discussion to have with the board to have a clear understanding of what do we want to use project-based vouchers for going forward, so that we're able to have the staff convey the wishes of the board. In the good news category, we got 22. Originally it was 21, and then some housing authorities, for reasons that defy logic, did not accept their additional vouchers, and so they spread that pool out, and we got one extra voucher. So we have 22 new vouchers, which has got to be the first time probably in 20 years that we actually have an increase of vouchers to our HDC number in the regular voucher program. And then the payment standards came out, and the proposed payment standards increased by 36%. Right now, we are conducting an analysis to see if we need to move the payment standards that we just put into effect, if we need to move those in response to this payment standard increase. And we'll be probably coming to you with a board memo next month. And then I wanted to make the board aware, our union that represents some of the employees of the Housing Authority, SEIU, filed an unfair labor practice against HACM. We had some quick negotiation between the attorneys, and both sides have agreed to hold it in abeyance until October 19th while we try to work out their concerns without having to have both sides spend a lot of money on attorneys and have it go before the PERB. So that's kind of the high level updates of what is going on, and I'm happy to answer questions.
I have a question, Tori. So are you able to go into detail what that unfair labor practice is?
Yeah, at a high level, they're saying we didn't follow the law or the regulations or the contract around meeting and conferring over policy changes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for your report, Tori. I appreciate it. We will now move to the closed session before we take up new business that it is related to. So if you'll bear with us for maybe 10 or 15 minutes or so, hopefully less, we'll adjourn to a closed session and then return to the open session. And just for the benefit of the public, we'll be meeting in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54597 for personnel matters related to the executive director recruitment. I don't know if we'll have anything to report out, but if we take any action that is reportable, we will make sure to disclose that to the public. So at this time, I will ask Tori for his help to facilitate us moving into closed session. I think that will result in everybody going into a waiting room, and then when we come back, we'll readmit everybody back in.
Great. And I think right now, Gabby is still the host and might be moving people into a waiting room.
Thank you very much. So we're coming back from closed session, which we met in related to Government Code Section 54597 for personnel matters and the executive director recruitment. We don't have a whole lot to report, but did want to share that the board instructed the executive director to continue with the offer to the hopeful, with the anticipated executive director candidate, and we will move into the new business session, new business agenda item that covers the same topic. So moving to item 9A, resolution 3069, that is an offer of employment to an executive director candidate. Get my agenda in the right spot here. The Board of Commissioners has met frequently, and the ad hoc committee has met even more so to work on identifying a permanent executive director to take the helm. And the ad hoc committee has made a selection in partnership with the Board of Supervisors. And the full Board of Commissioners has a majority has consented to continuing to offer that identified candidate of the position and instructed the executive director to make that progress. Tori, is there anything you'd like to share about that?
No, I think your summary is perfectly fine.
Okay. So we'll go out to the rest of the board. Is there any questions or follow-up items needed for resolution 3069 and the offer to the identified candidate? All right, hearing and seeing none, we'll go to the public. Is there any public comment on item 9A, resolution 3069 concerning an offer of employment to an executive director candidate? And just for the public's benefit, we're being a little bit mum about it to protect this person's current status. We wouldn't want them to be to face any professional jeopardy until they've made that decision to accept or not. And once they do accept, hopefully, we would of course make this more publicly known and be totally transparent about it. We just want to make sure that they don't get into any professional trouble at their current place of employment. So if there's any comments or questions from the public, we invite you to either raise your hand or announce yourself so that we can hear your concerns or questions. Okay, hearing and seeing none, we'll come back to the board. Any final comments before we entertain a motion? Okay, what is the will of the board?
I make a motion to move for the resolution 3069, I believe.
That's the one.
I second that.
It's been properly moved by Commissioner Ballesteros to adopt resolution 3069, agenda item 9A, and Vice Chair Buder has seconded that motion. Now I have a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Wizard,
Aye.
Commissioner Buder,
Yes.
Commissioner Healy,
Aye.
Commissioner Ballesteros,
Yes.
Commissioner Gama,
Yes.
Commissioner Goodwin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great, passes unanimously, and we look forward to hopefully announcing at our next meeting, if not sooner, the results of the executive director's conversations with this candidate. We'll move now to item 9B, election of officers. It is that time of year again where the board gets to choose who will serve in the role of chair and vice chair. Typically, we take nominations and then hold a vote. It is not a secret vote. It is a public vote. Tori, do you have anything to add?
All commissioners are eligible for both positions. Chair Wizard and Vice Chair Buder have only served 1 year of a 2-year maximum of consecutive service. So anyone can nominate anyone, including yourself.
Okay, I'll open the floor to nominations. Anyone, just, if you'd like to nominate someone, please speak up.
I'll take this opportunity to nominate our current slate of officers to repeat their terms in those roles.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Healy. Vice Chair Buder, you've been nominated to retain the seat of Vice Chair. Do you accept?
I do.
Wonderful. And I would also accept remaining in this position for another year.
And I second Chair Commissioner Healy's nomination.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Ballesteros. I appreciate it. So we'll go out to the public. The board has, well, not the board, Commissioner Healy and Commissioner Ballesteros have nominated Commissioner Booter to remain in the vice chair and me to remain as the chairperson. If there's any public comment, questions, or concerns, please raise your hand or otherwise announce yourself so that we can hear those questions and concerns. Gabby, anybody on the phone?
No.
Okay, well, hearing and seeing no one, we'll come back to the Board of Commissioners. We have a nomination and a second to that nomination. So let's just, for the sake of its conveniency, take it as a roll call vote to accept or rather formalize those nominations.
So I think the Robert Rules of Orders would say you would close the nominations and then we would do a roll call vote.
Well, then I will ask the board one more time if there's anyone who would like to offer an alternative nomination or have any comments before or questions before we close the nomination period. Okay, hearing and seeing none, nominations are closed.
Perfect. And now we can do the roll call vote on the slate.
Okay, take it away.
Commissioner Wizard,
Aye.
Commissioner Booter, Commissioner
Yes.
Healy,
Aye.
Commissioner Ballesteros,
Yes.
Commissioner Gama,
Yes.
Commissioner Goodwin.
Yes.
Congratulations, Chair and Vice.
All right. Thank you so much. Passes unanimously, and I look forward to continuing to serve the board and my fellow commissioners. And thank you again for your trust and patience with me as I work to do that. Hans, do you have anything you'd like to say? Don't feel pressured if the answer is no.
No, ditto to what you said, John.
Great. Thanks so much. That gets us close to the end. We're now on item 10, our information items. We'll start with the Human Resources Report. And again, just for the sake of everyone's ears and evenings, if we could keep these to under 5 minutes, that would be splendid. 10A, Human Resources Report.
James, are you on and prepared to give a report, or am I covering?
You're more than welcome to cover if you like.
Okay.
Everything still remain the same.
So I think the high level HR report is we are dealing with these union issues, and we are trying to create an environment where the union and the housing authority can work together in a productive way. I think we had some setbacks under the previous HR director, and we are trying to rectify those and move forward. Publicly and privately, I value the union's input and participation and their partnership, and we are going to try to make that evident as we work together through these cleanup issues. That being said, we do have a number of new hires that are listed in the report. We've got a couple of temps, a maintenance 3 position, a maintenance 1 position, and a new resident caretaker. And then we had a promotion of Jerry Parish to the HR/payroll specialist. And we continue to have a number of open positions, being the executive director, director of HR, director of housing management, director of finance, housing navigator, and eligibility specialist. And I think that's the high level stuff.
Thank you so much. Our finance report. Item 10B.
And Kim, are you on or are you on vacation? If you're on vacation, you won't answer.
She's still out, Tori.
Okay, yeah, I thought she was out. So in the finance report, you know, at a high level, we are cash flow positive. It is concerning if you look at some of these reports and you see some of these big negative numbers, particularly the limited partnerships and the John Stewart managed properties in Oak Park. You see negative net income, but that is after a depreciation expense, and depreciation isn't a cash expense. So these properties are, and these groups of properties are cash flowing. We are working on budgets and hope to present new budgets to the board next month. The other thing to point out is on the development side, there is no depreciation expense. And that is one case where the negative net income is actual negative net income. And the voucher program also has no depreciation, but it has a positive net income of $2 million. However, some of that is misleading, and all of this can get complicated. But when you look at the voucher program, $1 million of that net income is actually restricted housing assistance payments. So it's not like we cleared $2 million that we could then use for other things. The number is really closer to $1 million, and $1 million of it is restricted for housing assistance payments, which is why last month we changed the payment standards so that we'd be able to spend some of that money before the year end. I think from an executive director standpoint, I do want to see better financial reporting both internally and to the board, and hope to get us to a place where we can start to see that, not just for our entity, but for the other entities that we've served. And I think I'm happy to answer questions, but that's kind of the high level of where things stand with the finances.
Just as a quick point of clarification, Tori, what is the start and end date of our budget year at HACM?
I believe it is 10/1.
So it matches the federal government schedule?
Yes, and what the HUD did is they assigned every housing authority to one of 4 quarters. So not everybody is a 10/1. And
okay.
And if we're not a 10/1, if one of the staff will correct me, I'm happy to be corrected or verified, but I thought we were a 10/1.
Good enough.
Hearing no dissent, I think I am right.
Let the record show. Vice Chair Booter, please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, Tori, this one that's titled development, to clarify, is that an HDC P&L?
Yes, it is what used to be the HDC, but it includes the now HACM expenses and HDC expenses. Next month, we'll be coming to the board with a cost sharing agreement. So this reflects all of the development team and the development activity P&L.
And what do the tenant rents and tenant subsidies reflect for HDC in terms of revenue?
I believe that is the tenant rents. Carolina, do you know for HDC?
I believe that's our commercial rent we collect from the bakery, and then ours should be recorded in there as well. I can't log into Yardi right now to check.
Yeah.
Got it. So that's not at the asset level, that's at the HDC level.
Correct.
And what about tenant subsidies? Maybe somebody can get back to me at some point about that.
Yeah, let me try to get a correct answer. I think it is probably deals that were struck of forbearance, but I am not positive.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks very much. I know the finance question can always be, further examined and scrutinized. We want to make sure that we're doing the public's business as best we can. Is there any other questions or comments from commissioners about this report? All right, we'll move to item 10C, the Development and Property Management Report. Carolina?
Hi, the only thing I wanted to share with everyone, we're still working on trying to get our tenant files with property management for Parkside. We got energized, thank goodness, from PG&E last week, so our meters are set for at least one of the residential buildings. So I'm hoping that by the start of next month, we can get our certificates of occupancy or temporary certificate of occupancy so we can house the one building. And the Tynan modernization work is nearing completion. We've got the last phase in process of painting. And then I know what's that?
I was just going to say, would a fair thing to say be that the construction at Tynan is nearing a close and we'll soon see that scaffolding come down?
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you. Please go ahead. I apologize for interrupting.
No, I was just going to say Jose may want to add something, and then we've got some folks from our John Stewart, if anybody has any questions for them as well.
Yes, good afternoon, commissioners. I just want to add to the report that we have provided files for Korea, which is one of the investors for Castroville, and also Haciendas 3. They requested the files for their annual review. Those were submitted last week. And we are going to be opening the waiting list for all RAD properties, all bedroom sizes, and also for Haciendas 1, 2, and 3, all bedroom sizes, for starting on October 3rd, which will be next Monday. And we're also working with Carolina's team on the AR. We've completed one property. We're going on the second property. And then you should be able to see some of that information reported on the next board meeting. And that is all.
I have a question for Jose.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, Jose, you said October 3rd, the waiting list is going to be open. So
Correct.
all that will be publicized, correct?
Yeah, that has been advertised already. It's been advertised. So we've been getting a lot of calls from people, different agencies. We also got a call today from the local TV station asking some information on the waiting list. I believe Tori might have spoke to them already, and I sent him the information that he needed. But yeah, it's been
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Is it also on the website?
I believe so, yes. It should be on the website.
Okay. Thank you, Jose.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll move to item 10D, the Housing Programs Report. Maria?
Yes, good evening, commissioners. Everything is on my report, but I do just want to highlight some of the things that we are doing in the Housing Choice Voucher Department. Staff is, we continue to schedule families for the Housing Choice Voucher and also for the emergency homeless vouchers. Staff is trying to get as many families in. We're also working on the new NOFA on the 2022 for the FSF that was released in September. Our deadline to submit the NOFA is on October the 7th. I'm also working on the, pretty much we already completed the action plan that we need to submit to HUD, and that is going to be submitted before September 30th. So if the commissioners has any questions, just let me know.
Questions, concerns?
I see Tori. You're muted.
Thank you. I just wanted to add, one of the things that staff is talking about is changing the preferences. The current preference system isn't working the way I think that was intended or imagined. and you wind up having some interplay between the homeless voucher set aside jumping in front of every other preference. And so we wind up having people in Monterey who, you know, are low income and rent burdened, disabled, or elderly, and they will never come to the top of the list because we get a constant influx of homeless set-aside preference people who move in front of them. And one of the things that was happening internally with the homeless set-aside was after 1 year, then those people were being converted to the regular voucher program. So and some of it might have been my misunderstanding, but there might have been a misunderstanding with the board as well of currently the way the homeless set-aside preference works is up to, is it 200, Maria, or 225 now?
It's up to 225.
Up to 225 homeless set-aside preference vouchers would be issued. And in a normal year, that might be all the vouchers that are issued anyways. And then that would be the case every year. So we would like to come to the board next month with a different proposal on how to administer these preferences. And currently the preference system is complicated for staff to manage. And it is one of the things that I think needs to be improved. So I just wanted to bring that to commissioners' attention. If you have thoughts or are deeply interested in it, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email and we can talk further about it prior to us bringing a proposal. Thank you.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it. We will move to our last item of commissioner comments. I know that Commissioner Ballesteros shared a report from her trip to the NARO conference. I will have a verbal report, but let us start with Commissioner Goodwin.
I just wanted to thank everyone for Tori and all his hard work, and the committee that did work with the our candidate, upcoming candidates for hire. I know that that's time consuming, and I personally appreciate all your hard work. And I wanted to congratulate Commissioner Wizard and Luter for serving on our as the president and vice president of our commission again. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Commissioner Gama.
I would just like to thank everyone for all their hard work and dedication, and congratulations to Vincent for his 20 years of being at HACM. And then also thank you to Commissioner Wizard and Buder. Thank you for serving another year.
Thanks very much, Commissioner Gama. Commissioner Ballesteros.
I want to say congratulations to Vincent Orozco for the 20 years of service. That shows his dedication in serving at the Housing Authority Agency, and we appreciate your dedication. I also want to congratulate Chair Wizard and Vice Chair Buter. Thank you again for staying at the helm of this ship. And I appreciate, and I'm pretty sure all the other commissioners appreciate your expertise. And and I also I wanted to add one more comment in regards to attending the NARO conference last week. It was very inspiring. I felt like I got refreshed as a commissioner, and returning, I feel inspired. I feel like I was able to regroup. I met other people, other commissioners and other employees. And I also got to be on the bus tour, got to visit some of the properties very different from our county. And I just want to comment to the staff at HACM. I appreciate the work that you do. I got to attend sessions where related to the employees. Please, employees, I want to encourage you to take care of yourself, take care of your family when you're on the weekend or you take a vacation. Take time to get yourself filled up, whatever works for you, whether it's a beach, a cruise, or going to the spa, just do it. And I commend all the staff for all the work you do, from the directors to all the specialists, all the maintenance, the warehouse. And thank you, Gabriela, for always assisting us, the commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Ballesteros. Commissioner Healy.
Technical difficulties there, Commissioner Wizard. I think I will pass this evening as far as Commissioner comments, but definitely expressing my overall thanks and gratitude to all the staff, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Healy. Appreciate it. Vice Chair Booter.
Yeah, no, I think it's been kind of a long year in terms of, we had a lot of senior leadership leave. I know it's been tough on the staff trying to fill those shoes and some of the uncertainty. And I think the board has put in a lot of extra work, and appreciate everyone's work. And I think Tori has done a great job of kind of steering us to kind of a safe harbor here. So fingers crossed that, we're kind of coming out of the woods on this and can start to build on a solid foundation, which I think is really exciting. And I think we're already starting to do some of that with the changes in the voucher program. We're starting to be more proactive instead of just putting out fires. We're starting to really refine programs and think about, hey, what should the right preferences be for the voucher program? I think I really like us moving in that kind of direction, really building something. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone's hard work, both on the staff, the board, Tori, and senior leadership. So thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Booter. And my comments will be a little bit longer just because I'm going to also cover the NARO conference, but I wanted to agree with Hans. I think that Tori has done a great job of helping us in a time where we were a little untethered and could have, stumbled, and certainly come out of this a lot better position than many had feared we might, given the turnover and the vacancies in our senior management and leadership positions. So I want to thank all the staff members who helped him help us maintain the success of the program, the overarching Housing Authority program, because there are thousands of people who depend on this organization functioning correctly and properly and well. And but for the many hours and the incredible professionalism and dedication of those staff members, we would have stumbled, and who knows what the consequences would have been. So I'm just very grateful that the board has entrusted me to do this for another year, and I look forward to hopefully getting a new executive director settled in, hiring our currently vacant director positions, growing the departments and by filling the vacant positions, and really getting the Housing Authority kind of humming along as the finely tuned organization it already is. So with that, I'll just share briefly from the NARO conference that I attended a smattering of sessions, really incredible information. I know, I was personally really inspired by San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria, who shared about the many thousands of units that they're building across their city. And while of course San Diego and Monterey County are different, that energy and the sort of the possibilities that are out there, the things we could do, relatively, as reflected in our county. It just is really inspiring and motivating, as you heard Kathleen talk about, to address these issues and see about creating more opportunities for not only for the people we're already serving to enhance and improve the programs, but to expand the program to cover anybody who does need that help, and working on building, in a literal and metaphorical sense, a future that is brighter for Monterey County. Particularly areas around commissioner development, how I can serve the board better, financial management and oversight to make sure that I'm looking at our general ledger and profit and loss statements with a keener eye to more effectively scrutinize those things. Managing the executive director, ensuring we have a high performing staff. It was time well spent, and I appreciate the board for creating an opportunity for me to attend. So with that, I will conclude my comments and move to the last item, which is number 12. And with no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Kathleen, do you want? Thanks very much, Hans. Do you, Kathleen? Do you want to move to the HDC meeting with or without a break?
Oop, you're on mute, Kathleen.
Should we do a 5-minute break?
You're the boss.
Okay. 5 minutes.
Okay, see you in 5.
All right.
That's a new description for you, Director Booter?
It's actually it's my nonprofit's Zoom handle.
Okay, I'm like, that's a new one. I hadn't seen that one before.
Yeah, it's like what we do for our info sessions and stuff.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, there's like a default for some reason, so
I'll have to make a note of that so I don't question it again. I'm like, what
you
is
could
that?
you could just come up with a funny name for me.
Pio. There's a cute little cartoon called Pio in Spanish. So I was like, what is that? You should sing it to your girls. It says Pio, 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 dice el pollito. It says like Pio, Pio, Pio. The little birdie sings when he's hungry. That's why
I like that. Yeah, we were downtown this weekend and somebody started singing like Thumbelina,
Okay.
Thumbelina.
It's kind of the same idea, but Pio is like a little bird.
Yeah.
My daughter used to sing it a lot when she was little.
That's cute.
I'm back, Nora, so just let me know.
Whenever you're ready, Kathy. Who are we going to see? I think Director Goodwin took a break. Director Wizard might have as well, so I guess we should wait a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, Director Wizard's there. Director Goodwin, are you back? Director Goodwin stepped away. Director Gama, are you here? She might have stepped away as well. Director Healy, are you on?
I'm here.
You're there? Director Healy, are you on? I don't see Director Healy on. He might have fell off. So with you, Director Booter, Director Gama, Director Goodwin, and Director Wizard, you have quorum. I'm not sure if Director Healy will be getting back on. It sounded like he had a really bad reception.
Oh, I did, huh? I think he was breaking up.
He was breaking up really bad, so I don't know if he was in the car or traveling.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and start, Director Ballesteros?
Yeah. Is Tori there?
Tori's here.
Okay. Tori, do you want to go ahead and, since we already did the Pledge of Allegiance, we could go ahead and take roll call, please?
Sure. Chair Ballesteros,
Present.
Director Buter,
Present.
Director Gama, Director Goodwin,
Present.
Director Healy, Director Wizard,
Here.
Okay.
Present.
There is no one on the phone and no one has their hand up, Director Ballesteros.
Okay, for the public. Okay, so we'll go to consent agenda number 4. We have minutes, approval of the minutes of the HDC regular board meeting held on August 22nd, 2022. And also letter B, memorandum resolution MDC -214 for the AB 361. Do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
I move approval.
Second.
Okay, so that was Director Buter and Director Wizard. Roll call, please.
Director Ballesteros,
Yes.
Director Buter,
Yes.
Director Gama,
Yes.
Director Goodwin,
Yes.
Director Healy, and Director Wizard.
Aye.
And my apologies, I should have went to public comments to see if anybody wanted to address the consent agenda. Nora, did you see anybody there?
No, nobody raised their hand and there's no one on the line for the phone.
Okay, thank you. And my apologies for that. I have like a little headache, so my eyes are like squinting right now. Okay,
Aw.
number 5, information. So we already did that in the HACM meeting, so we'll go ahead and pass on that. So we are going to go into closed session, anticipated litigation pursuant. Go ahead, Tori.
I do not have anything to provide an update, so there's no need.
Are we gonna pass it?
Yes.
Okay, so never mind, no closed session. So I guess
Tori, we're tabling it to next month?
Yes.
Okay.
Or we're just not addressing. We're not going into
Okay.
session.
Okay. And then, so let's go to director comments, I guess. We'll start with Director Goodwin.
Thank you for a short meeting.
You're welcome.
Have a great rest of the week. Thank you.
All right, Director Wizard.
Thank you very much. Also, appreciate the brief meeting, but glad that we were able to get through the AB 361. I would just ask that the Chair Ballesteros, you consider asking staff to help you agendize selecting a vice chair for you in case you're not able to attend, or if you're feeling under the weather. If that's something you want to do, maybe the staff will be able to help you if you choose to pursue that. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Director Buter.
No comments.
Thank you. Director Gama.
No comment.
Okay, Director Healy. I don't know if he's there. Okay. And my comment is thank you to the staff for continuing. And Nora, can you for the next meeting maybe put it on the agenda so we can nominate
Election of officers for a vice chair?
Yes.
Just then.
Yes. Do you know if for the chair, do we have to do that one also?
No, we not till our annual meeting, which is next month actually. So all
Okay.
yeah. So you might want to hold off till next month when we do both of them.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That will work. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a great
Thank you.
week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.